yogis, the meditators from the Vietnam, and I would like to take this good opportunity to share the Dhamma relatives to the Dhamma friends, and I hope that all the meditators, all the listeners also will enjoy this program, this course. And to give the talk from today on, I have selected a sutta. The name of the sutta is Ariya-Vasa Sutta, Ariya-Vasa discourse. The discourse is from Anguttara Nikaya. Anguttara Nikaya is translated as the gradual collection, or also translated as numerical discourses. So from that Anguttara Nikaya, I have selected a sutta named Ariya-Vasa. So from today on, we will listen the talk based on this sutta, Ariya-Vasa. So the discourse, the sutta, Ariya-Vasa. So in this sutta, the Ariya-Vasa, Buddha explained us to how to live, how to dwell like a noble ones. No matter where we are staying, no matter where we are living, no matter where we are dwelling, how to live, how to dwell like the noble ones. So the discourse will share, or the discourse will describe, or we will gain the knowledge about to dwell, about to stay, or to live in our life like the noble ones. In the name of the sutta, Ariya-Vasa, this Ariya-Vasa is the compound of the two words. Ariya is the one, and Avasa is the second. Ariya is the one word, and the Avasa is the second word. Ariya means the noble ones, and Avasa means the dwelling or accommodation or living place. So Ariya-Vasa means the dwellings of the noble ones. The dwelling of the noble ones. So Ariya, as we know, there are 8 Ariyas, 8 noble ones, and they are Shotapatti, Magga, Puggalā. The first one is Shotapatti, Magga, Puggalā, means the noble one who is endowed with the part knowledge of the Sotapanna, or stream winner. That is Shotapatti, Magga, Puggalā. And the second is Shotapatti, Phala, Puggalā. Shotapatti, Phala, Puggalā means the noble one who is endowed with the fruition knowledge of the Sotapanna, stream winner. The third one is Sakadagami, Magga, Puggalā. That is the noble one who is endowed with the part knowledge of the once returner, Sakadagami. The fourth one is Sakadagami Ariya-Puggalā, the noble one who is endowed with the fruition knowledge of once returner. The fifth one is Anagami Ariya-Puggalā, the noble one who is endowed with the part knowledge of non-returner. And the sixth one is Anagami Ariya-Puggalā, the noble one who is endowed with the fruition knowledge of the non-returner. And the seventh one is Ariya-Puggalā, the noble one who is endowed with the path knowledge of the fully enlightened. And the last and the eighth one is the noble one, Ariya-Puggalā, the noble one who is endowed with the fruition knowledge of the Arahanta. In this way, there are 8 noble ones, and the awasa means the dwelling, the accommodation, or the place to stay. So Ariyavasa means the dwellings or the accommodation or the place of those noble ones. Among these 8 noble ones, we can find or we can point out only the 4 of them, because we cannot point out or we cannot get the Magga-Puggala, the 4 Magga-Puggala, the noble ones who are endowed with the part knowledge. We cannot get or we cannot point out someone he or she is the Magga-Puggala, because the time duration of the Magga-Puggala is very short. Very short means not even for a second. Not even for a second. The time duration to arise and to pass a single mind, that time duration only take place. So it is not even a second. If we divide a second in million times, in million portion, that much time only take. So that's why we cannot get or we cannot point out someone as he or she is a Magga-Puggala. We can just count. So that is why we can only meet or we can only see or we can only get the Phala-Puggala, the noble ones who are endowed with the fruition knowledge. But anyhow, when we are about to count the noble ones, we count the Magga-Puggala as well. So that's why in numbers, there are 8 noble ones. Again, among these 8 noble ones, to elaborate a little bit, Sotapanna is the noble one who has already uprooted, the wrong view and the skeptical doubt, ditthi and vicikiccha, and he or she has also uprooted those kilesas which can pull down to the lower existence apaya. So that is why the Sotapanna will never reborn again in lower existences, because already uprooted the kilesas which may cause to reborn on in lower existences. So the practitioner or the people who are following the teaching of the Dhamma, or we can say the first goal is to attain, the minimum goal is to attain the Sota Patti path and fruition knowledge, or to become the Sotapanna, to become a stream winner in this very life. Because if we are not yet Sotapanna, our life is not yet certain. Uncertainty is there. Uncertainty means we may still reborn in lower existence, and we may fall victim to the sufferings. If once we fall in lower existence, then it is really hard to get back from that situation to the good situation. To reborn in the good existence is really difficult, because in lower existence, there is no chance to perform the wholesome action, to do the good action. Or we can say there is no chance to practice meditation, which can only lead us to the path, to the liberation. So it is really joyful situation, reborning in lower existence. Uncertainty will be there. So that's why we must put our goal. We must put the minimum goal to attain, to be the Sotapanna in this very life. So here I would like to remind all the audience that never think that only who have renunciated from the holy life, or who are the monks or the novices or nuns, only can attain can be the Sotapanna, or can develop the path and fruition knowledge. Of course not. By staying on home, by practicing at home also, we can definitely situation can listen this discourse, the Ariya Vasa that we are going to listen. I think it will be quite clear that how we can be the Sotapanna by staying at home, or by practicing at home as well. The word Sotapanna literally means one who entered the stream of Noble Eightfold Path, Ariya Astangika Magga. So that is the stream, and the stream which leads to the vast ocean to Nibbana. The stream, the Eight Noble Paths, definitely, without any doubt, lead us to the Nibbana. So that is why called Sotapanna. Whoever becomes Sotapanna, he or she definitely will reach to the Nibbana, because the stream of the Noble Eightfold Path will lead to that vast ocean of Nibbana. So entering the stream of the Eight Noble Path is called the Sotapanna. The second noble one is Sakadagami. Sakadagami literally means There is the Sakadagami is the compound of the two words. Saka is one word, Agami is another. Saka means once or one time. Agami means returning. So the combination is returning once, or generally we translate as once returner. Once returner means who will be reborn into the existence of the sense at most once more, not more than one time. That is only the possibility. So the Sakadagami, who will be reborn into the existence of the sense at most once more, is called Sakadagami. The Sakadagami particularly do not uproot any kilesas, but significantly weakens the sensuous craving, kama raga, sensuous desire, and vyapada, ill will, or the anger. So Sakadagami significantly weakens the kama chanda, kama raga, sensuous desire, craving, and the anger. And the third one is anagami. Anagami means non-returner. Non-returner means who will not reborn into the existence of the sense. The sense existence, the realm of the sense. He will not reborn anymore in the sense existence. That is why called anagami. Anagami uproots totally the kama raga, the sensuous desire, the desire related to sense. That is also why he will not return anymore to the sensual sense realm, because no more desire to the sense. And he also uproots the anger. He totally, completely uproots the anger. No more anger is there. So that's why anagami uproots the kama raga, the sensuous desire, and the dosa or the vyapada, the anger. And the last one is the arahanta, who already uprooted all the remaining kilesas, and the perfect person, the perfect noble one, so who will not reborn again in any existence. So in this way, there are mainly 4, and if we divide in the Magga-Puggalā and the Phala-Puggalā, there are 8 noble ones. So this is the meaning of the Ariya. So Awasa means dwelling or accommodation or the place to stay. Like we lay people, we stay at home. Monks, novices, nuns, they stay at monastery. So that is the awasa. The place to stay is awasa. So if we combine again, the meaning of Ariya-Vasa is the dwellings where the noble ones dwell or stay. So now on, so I will like to start the discourse. So in Ariya-Vasa Sutta, I will recite Pali a little bit, how the Buddha started this discourse. So just a little. Dasaime bhikkhave Ariya Vasa Ye Ariya Avasingsu Va Avasanti Va Avasisanti Va, etc. So in this way, the Buddha started the discourse. So the meaning of this sentence is, monks, there are these 10 dwellings of the noble ones. I repeat, there are these 10 dwellings of the noble ones, where the noble ones in the past have dwelled. The noble ones in the present are dwelling, and the noble ones in the future will dwell. I repeat once, how the Buddha addressed to the monks is, monks, there are these 10 noble dwellings where the noble ones in the past have dwelled. The noble ones in the present are dwelling, and the noble ones in the future will dwell. So in this sentence, we can see that Buddha addressed the 10 kinds of the noble dwellings, where the noble ones have dwelled, are dwelling, and will dwell in the past, in future, sorry. So all the noble ones in the past also, the noble ones, like at this moment, we are in the Buddha Sasana of the Gautama Buddha. Before this, our Gautama Buddha, there was the Kassapa Buddha. And before him, like a Kona Gamana. Before him, Kakusanda. In this way, the Buddhas in the past, many Buddhas were there in the past, and their disciples, all were the noble ones. So those noble ones in the past, they have dwelled in these noble dwellings. And the noble ones who are in this present era, or in this present moment, they are also dwelling in these noble dwellings. And in the future also, like we have heard, Metteyya Buddha will be there, his disciples, noble ones, they will also dwell in this Ariya Vasa, the dwelling of the noble ones. So after addressing like this, Buddha again continued, like Katame Dasa, which 10 he asked by himself, and he answered that question, which are those 10 dwellings where the noble ones in past, in present, and in future have dwelling, and will dwell. Then after, he answered by himself. And there are the 10, the noble dwellings. So the 10 dwellings, of course, today we have not enough time to talk those 10 dwellings. We will continue in next day. So for today, what we have to understand is the Ariya was the dwelling of the noble ones. That we are going to listen is the dwellings in which the noble ones in the past have dwelled, the noble ones in the present dwell, and the noble ones in the future will dwell. And not only the noble ones, the 10 dwellings of the noble ones, if we fulfill them, then we also can dwell like the noble ones, or we can also dwell in the dwellings of the noble one. That is what we have to understand for today. And we will definitely talk how we can dwell in the dwellings of the noble ones on next day. So for today, by listening this talk, may you able to keep practicing, so that, as I mentioned today, we have to put our minimum goal to be Sotapanna. Hence, we will not be reborn in the lower existence, and our life will be shortened to maximum 7 lives, no more lives than 7. So that will be quite certain. So may you able to practice, and may you able to attain minimum to be minimum Sotapanna, and of course more than that, may you able to be the fully the perfect one, the Arhanta, and may you be able to free from all kind of sufferings.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, I have planned to give the talk on Monday and Wednesday and Friday, every alternate day. So 3 times a week, thrice a week, the same time, at the same time. I repeat, Monday, today is Monday. So then Wednesday and Friday.
Yes, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Okay. And the another thing is like tomorrow, like on Tuesday, on like a Thursday, and on maybe Sunday, if the yogis or the meditators, they interest to practice, then we can practice meditation at the same time on the day when there is no talk for an hour.
Yes, Bante. For the same time?
Yeah, same time for 1 hour. So who would like to join, they may join the group meditation. It's Zoom group meditation. Let's say Zoom group meditation.
Yes, Bante.
Okay. Then this much for today. May you be always happy.
Yes, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Thank you very much, Bante.
Sadhu, sadhu.